Have you ever wanted to talk about your day? You know, waking up, eating, going to bed, and make it sound like actual natural French? Well, you're about to. We're going to take all those simple, everyday actions of yours and turn them into a real conversation.
Think about it. Your daily routine is practically automatic. Coffee, work, sleep, but trying to explain that in French? Yeah, that can feel like a whole different ball game. The good news is there's one little trick, one simple shift in how you think that makes it all just click. So let's get right into it.
So, here's the secret. It all comes down to what I like to call the myself verbs. See, in French, whenever you do something to yourself, like you wash yourself or you wake yourself up, the language has this really cool specific way of showing it. If you can get this one idea down, you've basically unlocked the language of daily life.
Okay, so the official name for these are reflexive verbs, and it's because the action literally reflects back on the person doing it. So you don't just wake up, you wake yourself up. You don't just get dressed, you dress yourself. Getting that little myself idea in your head is the key to pretty much everything we're going to cover.
Now just take a look at the pattern right here on this slide. It's actually super logical. For every subject on the left, you've got its matching reflexive buddy in the middle. Je, that's I, it always pairs with me. Tu, you, pairs with te. And hey, check out the easy ones. Nous, for we, pairs with, well, nous. And vous pairs with vous. See? It's a clean system where everyone's got a partner. And this right here is the perfect example. Let's break it down. Je is I. Lève is the action, to get up. And that little me wedged in the middle, that's our self. So literally, it's I get myself up. Of course, in English, we just say I get up. But understanding that literal French meaning is what makes the light bulb go on.
All right, so now we've got our number one tool, the reflexive verb. Let's actually put it to work. We're going to build an entire day in French, right from the moment your alarm clock screams at you to the second your head finally hits the pillow.
Let's just walk through this day together. So at 7 a.m., it's je me réveille. I wake myself up. Makes sense. Then at 8 a.m., je me brosse les dents. I brush my teeth. The action is on me. But now look at dinner at 7 p.m. It's just je dîne. Why? Because you're eating dinner. You aren't dinnering yourself. That's the difference right there. And to wrap it up, at 10 p.m., je me couche. I put myself to bed. You see that pattern? It's all about actions you do to yourself.
And hey, here's a quick pro tip to make your sentences sound even better. Anytime you want to say you do something at a certain time, you just pop the little word right before the hour. So I wake up at 7 o'clock becomes je me réveille à 7 heures. So simple, right?
Okay, so you can say what you do and when you do it. That's huge. But you know, life isn't always so scheduled. How do you talk about the stuff you always do, or maybe things you rarely do? That brings us to our next level, adding some rhythm.
These words here, they are about to become your new best friends for sounding more natural. They cover the whole range from toujours for things you always do, all the way down to jamais for never. Just look at the example. Je me lève souvent tôt. I often get up early. See how it adds that little bit of personal flair? So you're probably wondering, where do these awesome words actually go in a sentence? Well, in French, it's actually super simple. They almost always go right after the verb. That's it. Unlike English, where we can kind of move them around, in French, you just stick it right after the action. Je mange souvent. Nous regardons rarement. It's a really easy rule to remember.
Okay, theory is great and all, but language is meant to be spoken, right? So now it's your turn. I'm going to say a few sentences, and I want you to say them out loud right after me. Let's put all these pieces together. You ready?
First up, let's talk about the morning. Go ahead and try saying this, je me réveille à 8 heures. Perfect. You just said, I wake up at 8 o'clock.
Okay, how about the end of the day? Repeat this one after me. Je me couche à 11 heures.
Excellent. That's I go to bed at 11 o'clock.
Awesome. Now let's add one of our new rhythm words. Say this with me. Je prends toujours un café le matin.
Fantastic. You just said, I always have a coffee in the morning.
And let's do one last one, this time using rarely. Give this a shot. Je fais rarement du sport le soir. You totally got this. I rarely play sports in the evening. See?
So, let's recap. We've gone over the myself verbs, we've talked about how to say the time, and we've added words to show how often things happen. You seriously have all the tools you need right now to describe your entire day in French. So, the only question left is, what is your daily routine? Using everything we just learned, how would you answer that?